Saruni International, in partnership with Christian Mission Aid, presents the Girl Rescue Center and their work to bring transformation in Kenya. Around the world, girls and women are forced to live with the consequences of female genital mutilation, FGM, and early marriage. Although Kenya has made strides in outlawing FGM, child marriage, and protecting children's rights, the practice is still rampant, often motivated by cultural beliefs. FGM leads to early marriage and health complications and is forced upon girls aged 7 and 12. In Kenya, FGM is a criminal offense under the Protection of Female Genital Mutilation Act 2011, a step in the right direction towards completely ending the harmful practice. However, girls and women are too often under strong social pressure and risk victimization and stigma if they refuse to be cut.
There was a growing recognition that harmful traditional beliefs and practices undermine the future of the girls and women in that particular community. Harmful traditional practices included female genital mutilation against the girl's wish, the preference of having boys in the society, and also forcing girls into early marriages before they are ready for marriage.
It is not rare to find in some communities the attitude depicted by these words: "Your dowry is my inheritance," which can be passed on from father to son, generation to generation. A sad state of affairs for the girl child. Many Kenyan girls are being denied the freedom to control their future by not getting an education. It is well known that education is slowly changing attitudes and influencing the choice to have the cut. However, many girls from undeserved communities have challenges in completing their education, therefore miss out on the opportunities open to others in respect to acquisition of knowledge and skills. This is the case in Ololoi Tikoshi, a village in Kajiado County in Kenya, where girls are treated as a source of income and fetch in excess of 48 goats when they are married. With such retrogressive cultures, most girls can only dream of a life as homemakers without knowing what could have become of them or the great opportunities in life, obviously leaving the big question of, what then happens to future generations? In 2008, CMA and a group of compassionate friends from America started the Girls Rescue Center that would later become a beacon of hope and transformation for many girls in Kenya. The GRC has become a safe haven to over 60 girls who have faced unthinkable abuse and neglect.
Christian Mission Aid is a very unique organization because it not only identifies the physical needs of the people, but also the spiritual needs of the people. It alleviates poverty spiritually and also physically.
Having narrowly escaped horrendous practices such as female genital mutilation, FGM ceremonies, being promised as a preteen to a 60-year-old man in marriage, and sexual advances by family members, these girls are now part of an uplifting and supportive community where they are safe. At the center, they are fed nutritious food, clothed well, and have a new home with a community of support. The girls are shown the love of Christ and are given the attention that they could not get at home. They all work together to grow food and raise livestock for their meals, and they receive an education that would otherwise have been denied to them in their culture. To these girls, the rescue center is more than just home. It is a fresh start and hope for a better future.
The aim of this program was to give hope, future, and life to the girls who are rescued. These are girls who have been extremely threatened by harmful cultural practices. When we get these girls, we find them in horrifying states because they have nothing. I mean completely nothing. They do not know where to go to. They are totally demoralized. They don't have any hope to live for tomorrow.
They are put in a safe environment away from the ravenous old polygamous men, as well as the pain of the bitter cut that robs them of their childhood and plunges them to a life of indecency. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. But how would these girls come to experience these promises of God if their daily struggles are anything to go by, like what Mildred and others have gone through? Training the girls in basic life skills in sewing, arts and crafts, computer skills, cookery, music and games is a key milestone in preparing them to face life better in future. These classes and skills have been taught by visiting teams brought by Saruni International and have made a tremendous impact in the lives of these girls. Training the girls in these skills is key and would give them better chances of securing jobs in the future or even working with their hands to create jobs themselves. It's obvious from their faces they felt valued, loved, and honored by having their hopes and dreams of getting education and good upbringing realized. They are now well prepared to pursue their careers and livelihoods and meaningfully contribute to their family. However, GRC efforts to rescue girls are constrained by a myriad of hiccups, the major one being shortage of resources despite the increasing demand for help. Resources that can augment the rescue and support the increasing numbers of girls running away from FGM and marriage will provide a big leap in breaking the affected communities from these cycles of poverty. Take for instance the story of Mildred Akoth Obiero.
Come from a family of 4. I'm the last born girl. 2 girls, 2 boys. My early life was not pleasing because of the situation that my parents were. They did not have job. They were small-scale farmers who will do manual job for surviving. And my father was a drunkard who would come home, beat my mother, demand for money to go and drink. And after a short while, he chased my mother away. And because I was small, we moved together with my mother to a place called Kisumu, to an uncle. We stayed for a short time where my mother would do small jobs. She would sometimes wash clothes for neighbors, sell tomatoes at the local market for survival. This went for a short time. My mother became ill and she passed.
While at school, she performed quite well.
Life was not easy because my aunt was also jobless and she could do small business to support a family of 7. After school, the teachers noticed that I was not performing well. They decided to approach me where I opened up and share with them my problem. They decided that they will contribute and help me with my education. I continued. Life at home was not pleasing because of the challenges like early marriage, child abuse, child trafficking, but I pressed on, and at the end of Class 8, I passed and I was called to a provincial secondary school.
Mildred's story touched many parents' hearts as she loves the Lord and shares her testimony with almost all students at her school. While at Kisumu, she was partially assisted when she was in dire need by the fellow students who willingly sacrificed to support her through their little pocket money. That particular term, Mildred had been in school without paying any money and still had hope of her education. The Ministry of Education made a solemn appeal to assist Mildred, as her future would totally be ruined if she did not go to school.
When the vacation was over, I did not join school at the right time. This because of lack of school fee. The first week passed. The second week was gone. I was at home, hopeless. I was confused. I did not know what to do. There was pressure because so many men wanted my hand in marriage. My auntie was about to give in. At this time, I thought my future was gone. I did not know what to do.
CMA came to her rescue and took her to the Girls' Rescue Center. Mildred went through her schooling successfully with the support she got through the Girls' Rescue Center's sponsorship.
At the center, we provide them with the shelter, we give them food, we clothe them. We also send them to school. We feed them so well, a meal that they might not have had throughout their lives if they were not rescued. When we take them to schools, we ensure that we don't stigmatize them by being rescued.
In 2010, I found a new family. I found a new hope. I found food, security. I found care. I joined other fellow girls who also were rescued to continue with their education. The Ololoitikoshi Girls Rescue Center was a new place full of hope. The matron was just like our mother. The workers were welcoming. We can never be thankful enough. It was a bigger and a better family for all of us.
And she managed to score a high grade in her final exams.
With the full care and support of Ololoitikoshi Girls Rescue Center, I qualified for the university in Western called Masinde Muliro University and University of Science and Technology, where I studied conflict resolution and humanitarian assistance.
In the course of her studies, she was able to go for internship at the Children's Department office in Ngong. While here, she helped in reconciling couples, rescued the children who were abandoned by their mothers on the streets, and even in dumping sites. She helped in carrying out administrative work among many other responsibilities.
Through the opportunity that I was granted at the Ololoitikoshi Girls Rescue Center, this has helped me in many ways, and I also gave back even during my internship at the Ngong Children's Department. We carried out community empowerment in the area where I would encourage my fellow young girls who had lost hope, who were thinking otherwise for marriage, that education is the key and they should strive to get education so that they can change their life for better. I also carried out counseling, even back at the Girls Rescue Center. I talked to my fellow girls that I left behind and encouraged them to continue and to soldier on so that they may complete the education and have a better life. Back at the campus, I came across many friends who are also going through a similar situation that I passed through. And every time I would talk to them, I will encourage them, and at times I will advise them to take on the skills and the gift that they had. For example, I had the several artwork that you are being taught at the Girls Rescue Center, and I will share to them to engage in such that will help them raise some little cash that they will help them throughout the semester. And all this was because of what I learned while at the Girls Rescue Center, that I was able to share and help other girls at the campus.
As Nelson Mandela observed, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is widely accepted as the main exit route from poverty. It is the backbone of growth and development of individuals and the nation. However, its achievement continues to elude many who are poverty-stricken. As Maimonides observed, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Our goal is to see a complete transformation in the lives of the girls we work with. So please join in and help us bring lasting change to these vulnerable girls in these communities in Kenya. Join us at Saruni International and help provide a safe place and a loving environment where young women will have the opportunity to grow emotionally, socially, spiritually, and educationally, so that they will experience hope, dignity, and value. Yes, with much or little, we can all join together with Saruni International and CMA to transform the lives of these vulnerable girls, one at a time. We all can do something. We all could make a difference that could affect their eternity forever.
I want to invite you for my graduation. Come and see where every coin that you send is being utilized. Come and see this confidence, hope, future, spiritual maturity that you have given to me.
For more information, please log on to www.saruni.org. The girls say, "Our dear Saruni and the various teams, you have touched our lives in ways unexplainable. From all of us, we say, Asante Sana."
Thank you, Saruni.